Hello everyone, this is Dr. Robert Kobylski, and I hope the day finds you well. I know it's hard to believe, but here I am about to offer the end-of-year message to our community, and I do so with a lot on our minds, and I would appreciate an opportunity just to have a few minutes of your attention. I do have important information that I would like to share with you over the course of the next couple minutes. One relates to our Return to Learn plan for the next school year, but also I would like to offer some commentary from the heart from me with regard to the tragedy in Minneapolis this week with Mr. Floyd. So if you will allow me to do that. When we started the school year, we knew we had a number of internal issues, challenges, and opportunities to work with. We had phase 2 citations from the state that we were working through. Pleased to report that till this point, everything has gone according to plan, and we've been receiving a green light on all of those citations along the way. We look forward to continuing our work with the state. We know they've been a solid supporter of the work that we've been doing here in Davenport, and that partnership has proved to be very fruitful, and we're looking forward to that continuing. We've also had some very significant budget issues as we began the school year. We had over a $13 million deficit. I'm pleased to report that as we're tracking our budget through the month of May, it appears as though we'll have a positive balance at the end of this school year. We're quite confident of that, and let me tell you, that is a huge accomplishment for the district. It's a great weight off our shoulders for this year, but we still have work to do. We have a budget scenario in the years to come that we have to continue to be tight, we have to be careful, and we have to be mindful and very prudent of the dollars that we spend in the future. So we started the year with these challenges, and we were able to navigate those rather successfully. And as I mentioned, we have some external challenges that came into play in 2020 that we've been managing, and I'll talk a little bit more about that moving forward. But I would be remiss if I just didn't start by saying thank you to the entire community. When you take a look at everything that has transpired through the course of this year, your patience, your understanding of the work that we've done as a school system has meant a lot to us. We know that we've received feedback from parents. We know that our employees have been putting in overtime. We know that our students have had to manage a very disjointed life, and it's been an interesting year. We've tried at every step along the way to exceed your expectations. Where we have not, we'll continue to work harder in the years down the road and in the months and weeks to come leading into the next school year. I would also like to offer an additional congratulations to our class of 2020. We know we have our virtual graduation set for June 6th in the afternoon. I'm looking forward to seeing a photo of every single one of our 1,000+ graduates from all 4 of our high schools have their image on TV, and hopefully they can celebrate in a positive fashion with their family. We know it's not the usual graduation celebration that we would have come to expect over the years, but please know that we're proud of you, we're proud of your accomplishments, and wish you nothing but the best in the future as you move forward. Please allow me to transition now to our Return to Learn plan. Our Return to Learn plan is a requirement from the state. It's designed to be our roadmap for how to start our next school year. And I'm pleased to report that we have over 120 individuals within our school district that is currently working on this plan. It's a very, very complex plan, has a number of components to it, from health and safety to equity, to analyzing data, to making sure that we hit all the standards that we need to hit, as well as other attributes. That information will roll out over the course of the next few days, the next few weeks, and we'll keep you posted before we have to submit that plan to the state on July 1st. There are 3 major plans that were actually embedded within our Return to Learn plans, because we have 3 options according to the state to start our school year. The first option is to have on-site learning, which is the very familiar brick and mortar, kids show up to school, teacher in the classroom. We've all been very familiar with that. We're planning for that potentiality moving forward, and what that could look like if we have to maintain safety and social distancing within schools. We're also continuing work on our online learning platform in the event that the COVID virus dictated the fact that we still had to stay out of our buildings. We want to make sure that we have a top drawer online learning platform that all of our students can participate in. But we're also working on a third model, which is a hybrid model, which would allow us to accommodate students that perhaps can take some on-site courses, but perhaps also some online courses at the same time. So those are 3 distinct strategic plans encompassed around a much larger strategic plan, and you can imagine it's a great deal of work. The one advantage we have now compared to March when the virus first broke out is we have time to build this plan, and I'm very confident that it's going to be a very robust plan. And the ultimate goal of this plan is really to get our students ready to learn on day one, and please note, day one is August 24th. That will be our first day of school, whether it's an on-site visit on day one on August 24th or online learning on August 24th. That is our official return to learn date, and please mark that on your calendar because that's going to be a very important date. And please know that we will be ready for it in all scenarios depending on how the world works over the course of the next couple of weeks. We will be ready for that. The two important pieces as we head into our next school year is to mitigate the unfinished learning from this year. As you know, we had a voluntary platform and some students engaged in that platform, some students did not. So the first 7 to 8 weeks of our school year next year will be designed to make up the work that was unfinished from this current school year. And then once that term is finished, we will jump right into what would be a regular school year and a shortened, sort of truncated school year in terms of time. That calendar will be made available to the public in the next couple of days, get an understanding of how the terms lay out. But the idea is to catch up with the unfinished learning from this year and then to accelerate the learning that was scheduled for next year. And I have utmost confidence in our teams that have been working on this, that we're going to have a top drawer program for our students and a very successful school year. It's been an interesting one this year. Next year, much more thought out because we don't have to scramble at the last minute like we did this past March. So we're very excited about how that's going to play out. Please allow me now the opportunity to speak about the horror that we all witnessed in Minneapolis this past week with the tragic death of Mr. Floyd. It's something that has been resonating with me for days. I have a pit in my stomach every time I think about it, to be honest with you, and I can think of 2 other times in my life where I've carried this pit in my stomach. The first was watching and being a part of the aftermath of 9/11. That was something that had a profound effect on me. And the other time that I had a significant pit in my stomach for a prolonged period of time was the death of my father. And I have that same pit in my stomach right now. I'm very unnerved by what happened in Minneapolis, and I feel very compelled to say that it's important as a school district that we join with our community and move forward. I had an opportunity to listen to the community elders recently, and I agree wholeheartedly that the work ahead of us needs to be focused on the roots, the root causes of what essentially is systemic racism in our society. And as part of those roots, I feel that education needs to be part of that analysis, education needs to be part of the conversation, and education certainly needs to be part of the solution. And as the superintendent of this district, I will tell everyone in our community that we will dedicate our efforts for equity and justice. We will partner with all aspects of our community leaders, both civil and citywide, our police departments, our spiritual leaders, our parents. And as a school system, we will lead, because the one piece that just resonates with me right now is in addition to the imagery of what happened in Minneapolis, is I can picture all nearly 15,000 of our students who are children, let me say, who are watching. And they're learning about themselves and they're learning about the world right now. And as adults, we have to transition that learning into a positive experience. And we are training new leaders that will take this country forward. And we have a very profound obligation to make sure that we do what's right for our students and we do what's right for our society. So I do speak on behalf of the district to say we will be a community partner all along the way in making for a better life and a better world for our students, knowing that there are some very significant issues that we have to deal with. We will not shy away from those issues. As a district, we have a history of some inequalities and equity issues, which is one of the reasons I came to this district, to help out from the perspective of social justice. So please know that you have the commitment of your superintendent to move forward in a social justice platform and to commit the district's efforts to a better society. We will work together, and at the end, together, we will be better. So thank you again for taking the time. Thank you for listening to these videos over the course of the last few weeks. And once again, please be well.